And let's see. Ooh, we're running well, let's try to finish on hemispheric lateralization. I know this is very heavy stuff, but this is why taking care of your brain is very important and why it's very important to have like neurological exams and also maintain good, yeah, just general protect your brain. Don't subject it to all these trauma and yeah, that's why the neurological exam is important. But hemispheric lateralization, so left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere. So again, you have that longitudinal fissure dividing in half. You've got this corpus callosum. It's all, notice that it's all this white matter. It's actually all these axons connecting the two sides of the brain. And let's go to top hat really, really quick. And no right or wrong answer, but I'm just doing more of a survey. Okay, you probably heard this. So according to pop culture, or things you might have seen on social media, who tends to be more creative and artistic? Left-handed people or right-handed people? Again, no correct answer, but just based on what you heard from TV, social media, friends. And yeah, so you've probably heard that left-handed people, they have a reputation, like they say left-handed people, they're more creative, artistic, and then right-handed people, they tend to be more analytical. So this is why they kind of have that stereotype or that kind of so left brain or right brain. It's all due to that hemispheric lateralization we saw here. So things like writing and all of these different but this is probably what led to that. Yes, parts of the brain do specialize in different things, but the thing is that you have that corpus callosum. They all work together. But the cool thing is that like even if you experience brain damage, I think there was a case of a patient who experienced a stroke and he lost the ability to speak. But the thing is that's interesting is that he actually trained himself to speak, but he actually used a different part of his brain where he would sing what he intended to speak. So he was using another part that was more involved in creativity and musicality, and he was able to kind of rewire his brain that way. So the cool thing is like even if you lose neurons, your brain is sometimes able to, now this doesn't happen in all cases, but sometimes your brain is able to adapt and change the way things are wired around in this brain so that you're able to actually carry out functions that would not normally happen with brain damage. And I think there was a very interesting, the corpus callosum, again, just showing you another perspective. So this is why that left and right brain myth, I mean, yeah, you do have parts that specialize, but you have this part relaying signals between the left and right sides of your brain and coordinating your whole conscious experience and thought processes. Now the corpus callosum, if you just did a mid-sagittal section right here, this is this white band, right? It's pretty obvious if you do a section like that. And so it's an interesting thing with the split brain. And I know we're a little over time, so there's a very interesting video on what happens if you sever the corpus callosum. Now, I think they typically don't do that these days, but they used to do that for people who had uncontrolled seizures, and sometimes they have too much neuronal activity. So they would actually split the brain and sever the corpus callosum. So these people live relatively normal lives, but this cool video by a YouTuber called CGP Gray, it's very interesting that because of like differences between the left and right input of the brains, it's almost like people have two personalities or like two personalities are occupying the same brain when you split the corpus callosum. But again, you can watch that on your own because we're over time. So thank you for showing up on Friday. See you on Monday. I know we're a little behind schedule, I think, but the thing is like again the brain, so much about it and so much cool things, and we'll try to wrap up the brain and cranial nerves on Monday.